Chelsea's going to kick us off. I just hit record. Too bad I didn't record all of that rambling because that could have benefited someone, right? But you guys can all share that and pay it forward to your team. And the best thing that you can do with the people that you're working with sometimes is to look them in the eyes and say, you got to decide to just do this thing. Either you're going to jump on board or not. Like if you keep doing the back and forth, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So just go. People need that tough love. They need a good friend that will tell them, this is good for you. Do this. Try it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least you tried, you know. Anyway, so Chelsea's going to kick us off because she was on this. She's going to do the Surge takeaways. And then at the end, I'm just going to go through how to track for your best year. And this is the proven system that we've all used. And you can teach it to your team. You can teach it to anyone. And so it's so duplicatable. So we're going to use the leadership roadmap and the business activity tracker tonight. But first, to get you all excited about your goals, Chelsea is going to take over.
Hello. I'm not sure how many of you guys got to listen to Surge. If you did, this is going to be a little bit of a recap. But I just kind of want to go over the most important parts. And I want to start with just a little story of where I was in my coaching journey back in 2000. I signed up in 2012. And I didn't really do anything until October. I went to my first event in 2012. And my very first Super Saturday was January of 2013. And they announced something called the Success Club trip. And I didn't know what it was. But it was a cruise. I'd never been on a cruise. I wasn't making any money with Beachbody. I wasn't hitting Success Club consistently by any means. I hadn't even ever hit it 2 months in a row. And I think I need to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure I'd only hit it 2 months in my whole coaching life. So I'm sitting there next to my husband, and they say we have to pay $250 to lock our spot. And we were not making $250 a month. And I just got this feeling in my gut that I had to go. And I'm not a person who just like does crazy things I like to think through things. I'm the one that reads policies and procedures. So you guys know, if you know me. So for me to be like, we're doing this, we're spending $250, we're booking this trip, we're not hitting Success Club, we don't even really know how to hit Success Club, we're just gonna figure it out. And I remember I went home and I messaged Amy and Emma and I'm like, are you guys going on the Success Club trip? And all of us were like, I don't really know what that is, but let's all just go and we'll figure it out. And so we all committed to going. And from the moment I committed to going to a Success Club trip in January of 2013, that made the hugest difference in my business. It was very uncomfortable. It was very scary. I charged $250 to a credit card because I didn't have it. And by putting skin in the game, it forced me out of my comfort zone enough to make this business work for me. And if I can do it, I know anyone can, because sometimes it just takes a little leap of faith instead of just kind of dipping your toes in the water. Sometimes you just have to jump in, even if you don't know how you're going to do it, and then you figure it out when you don't have another alternative. We didn't have another alternative because at the time I couldn't afford to pay the quarterly payments for the cruise. So I knew by making myself know that quarterly payment was coming up, that I would figure out a way to find the money, because I wanted to go, and I wanted to take my husband and I wanted to go on a trip that we could never afford to go without Beachbody. And so we registered, and when we registered, ever since then, it's going on 35 months. There's been 1 month that I've missed Success Club, and it's because I forced myself out of my comfort zone and just took a leap of faith. So I'm just encouraging all of you on this call. I don't care if you've never sold a challenge pack, if you've never hit Success Club, sorry, I have company. If you've never hit Success Club, I don't know what the excuse is that you might have, but I'd love to hear them if you want to tell them to me. Because I know that it's worth it for your business. And by you being on this call right now, you're telling me you want to show up and you want to make this business work, or you wouldn't be on these calls. And the best way I can tell you to make this business work is to take a leap of faith, make the $300 deposit, and join us in the Dominican Republic in 2017. Because I can tell you, you'll be kicking yourself in the fanny if you don't do it. And then you watch everybody else go to the Dominican Republic and you earned it and you don't get to go because you didn't get your deposit paid and it's sold out and you're stuck on a waiting list. And that's happened to a lot of people on the team. Jen's raising her hand. So I just can't pound it in enough. Like, if there's one thing that made this business work for me, it was just doing that one simple thing and committing to myself, committing to my business, and believing in myself enough that I had the ability to make this business work. If you don't believe in yourself, this business isn't going to work. So believe in yourself and know you'll do it, and you will. And a lot of us on the team have done it, and we're here to help you. So off that. But that is one of my favorite. I just know that it was such a defining moment in my coaching career. So I'm really, really strongly encouraging everyone to go.
Yes, and get a buddy. Like, Chelsea was the one that told me, we're going, you need to put the deposit down. And I was hesitant, but then she messaged me and goes, I just paid my money. You better go pay your money right now. And so I signed up, and then we just were committed to each other. So I challenge you to find a Success Club buddy that you're going to run with every month, your success partner or whatever. But this trip, for those that have spouses that are not super supportive, this was a major turning point for my husband to go and be part of our culture. And he became besties with Carson, Chelsea's husband, on this trip. And that is a huge reason why he's supportive of what I do now, because he met the people. And so there's plenty of time on this trip to mingle with your friends and colleagues, but there's also great times to go have like one-on-one time with your spouse. So it's a great combination of both. You get your best friends and your spouse there. So, yeah.
Can I just say for the record that it wasn't about the deposit of why I'm on the waiting list. I logged in at like 9:02 and I'm still number 3,000 on the waiting list. So not to freak you out, set your alarm for like 10 minutes before and just be hitting refresh. Now that we have 2 tracks, hopefully that will alleviate some of that. But I've earned this year's Success Club trip, just for the record.
Love it.
Yes. So there's always going to be, and I was going to talk about that, anytime a lot of thousands of people log on to register all at one time, there's snafus. So I was going to talk about that a little later, and I will touch base on that. So FAQs. These FAQs are going to answer all your questions. So I hope you have some pen and paper to write them down. I'm going to overview them, but if you guys have questions on the Success Club trip, these will answer them. FAQ 3928, 1320, and 3364. And I just saw a question. You only pay a $300 deposit, period. You don't have to pay a deposit for you and your spouse. If you upgrade to the family suite, it's a $600 deposit all for everyone. You just pay that one deposit. It's not per person. Okay, so the website to go to is Punta, P-U-N-T-A, Cana, C-A-N-A, 2017.com. And like Christy was just asking, there's a $300 non-refundable deposit. So if you pay for this trip and you say, I'm not going to go, it is a non-refundable deposit that you can't get back. And the way you book the trip is there is, for everyone that's not a Success Club legend, elite, or a 5-star, general registration is January 19th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So like Jen said, start trying to log in 10 minutes before, and then just keep hitting refresh. What happened last year is a lot of people had the cabins for the cruise in their cart, but they didn't go through the whole process. So it actually showed that it was sold out before it really was. And then when they didn't actually pay the deposit, those cabins kicked back into the system. So 20 and 30 minutes later, after it said it was sold out, all these cabins were filtering back through. So people were still able to get them. So have patience, be prepared. Don't be the person that's like, I had to run my kids to school. I mean, get someone to do that day. So you're home when registration opens, because if you wait an hour, it's probably going to be gone. So just be prepared that day. If you're an elite coach or a 5-star, it's January 11th. If you're a premier or a Success Club legend, it's January 13th. And then general registration is January 19th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So shooting for premier, 5-star, elite, and Success Club legends are really important for the Success Club trip, because you get the pick of rooms and you don't have to worry about it being sold out. So that's something to shoot for next year if you guys aren't there yet. So it's at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in the Dominican Republic, and I Googled that hotel today, and it's gorgeous. So there's 2 waves. There's a teal wave that's April 23rd through the 27th. That is the wave that us as Soar Nation are going to try to go on. If you can't go on that one, there's another one, the Coral Wave, which is the 27th through May 1st. But just so you guys know, we would love to have everyone together. So if you don't have a conflict in 2017, hopefully no one does, try to pick the teal wave, because we would love to be able to hang out with everyone on the team. Okay, so if you pick a standard room, you can earn the entire trip through Success Club other than the $300 non-refundable deposit. If you upgrade to the family room, the most you can pay off a Success Club is $1,200, and the family suites are $2,400, so you will be paying the difference on that. You cannot earn the difference. So let's see. Sorry, I wrote a lot of notes, so I didn't forget anything. If you want to bring your children, you can. They're $60 per night. If you bring in an extra adult, you can do that too. All of this is in the FAQ. There's just a charge for each adult other than you plus 1. The way you earn it, I was getting a lot of questions on this. Every point you count, every Success Club point you get counts as $5 towards the cruise. If you earn Success Club 5 or Success Club 10, it doubles. So then every Success Club point means you get $10 towards the cruise. So if you hit Success Club 10, that means you have $100 to put towards the cruise that month. If you hit Success Club 5, that means you have $50 to put towards the cruise that month. If you only hit Success Club 2, that means you have $10 to put towards the cruise that month. January is huge because it's double cruise dollars month. So you can double your cruise dollars up to $250. So for instance, if you got Success Club 25 this month, that means you got $250 cruise dollars, and they will double that this month. So you would have already paid off $500 of your $1,200 cruise just in January. So this is a huge month to be able to double your dollars in case you have a rough month down the road, because you can then make up for it with January because it's double cruise month. One other thing a lot of people ask is, because you pay it on quarters, so every 3 months you get charged $300 until the cruise is paid off. So if, for instance, you only earned $200 for the first quarter, they would charge you $100 on your credit card when the first quarter comes. So that is January through March, and then the payment is due April 15th of $300. So if you earned $200, then they would only charge you $100. But then in April through June, that payment is on July 15th. If you earned $400, they would refund you that $100 you already paid. So you can make up for it even down the line. If you didn't do so hot at the beginning of the year, but then you rock at the end, they'll refund you the money that you already paid, if that makes sense. So I know this kind of can be confusing, so just make sure you ask. And then the FAQs have all this information too. But that's how you're going to earn the trip. So basically, if you average it out, if you are getting 10 Success Club points a month, that's $100 every month, and you get charged $300 every 3 months. So that's how you'll pay for it. But you can do Success Club 21 months, Success Club 5, and it all evens out. And then it's double for January. Let's see. I think that's pretty much all of the Success Club trip. Does anyone have any specific questions that I didn't address? Oh, one other thing. Everyone, which this has never happened before, and it's really cool, everyone that goes gets $750 in resort credits to use while you're there. So if you think about it, that $300 deposit you're putting down, you're really going to get to use that at the resort, because you're going to have $750 to do whatever you want with when you get there. And you don't have to qualify for that. You just get $750. So that's pretty cool. And then one other super important thing is to be able to go on the Success Club trip in quarter 1 that ends on March 31st. You have to have gotten at least 10 Success Club points, or they will cancel out your reservation. So that's only 10. It's not 10 every month. It's 10 total. So 10 for all of January, February, and March. So you have to have gotten 10 points in those 3 months, or they will cancel you. And then you have to have 15 points by June 30th altogether. And then you have to have 20 points minimum by September 30th for all of 2016. As long as you're doing that, which is pretty minimum, then they won't cancel your trip. So those are the only requirements of the Success Club trip. Does anyone have any specific questions on that before I move on? Did I miss any in here? No, so it's $750 per room. It's not $750 per person. $750 per room, the resort credit.
I have a quick question. This may be really dumb, but we're responsible for transportation to wherever, to getting to Punta Cana.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, they don't cover the transportation. So you cover that. And then once you get there, it's all inclusive. So food and drinks are all included. Anybody else? Who's going to go? Comment below if you're going to go. I want to see. Go, me. Okay, so let's talk about search takeaways. There was a ton of information on the search takeaways. And so for those of you that listened in, this is going to be a repeat, but I just kind of jotted down the most important information. And I have notes, so I'm kind of reading off my notes, so I apologize. Challenge Pack specials this month are huge. Double cruise dollars, remember, and they really helped us out by doing 21-day fix extreme, 21-day fix, 3-day refresh, and hammer and chisel all on special. So if there's any month that you can really capitalize on those challenge packs and get your double. If I'm saying cruise, I don't mean that. Sorry, I'm focused on this cruise that's happening in 2 months. It's not a cruise. It's just the Hard Rock Hotel in Dominican Republic. So your double resort dollars to go towards that in January. They are coming out with sampler packs of 2 things in the performance line, which is great because I've been dying to be able to give my customers samples of our performance line. So the 2 that they're coming out with sampler packs with first are going to be Energize and Hydrate. And they're going to sell them in packs of 10. And they're available on January 25th. So if you want to get people hooked on the performance line, because it's amazing, this is a great thing to do, to give these out to challengers, to your new Emerald coaches, welcome to the team gifts, whatever you want to do. But those will be available in sampler packs January 25th for purchase. Let's see. One question that I found very interesting, because on the search they opened it up to questions on Twitter, and they asked Carl Deichler what is the #1 thing a new coach should do, and crazy, he said 3 vital behaviors. So it just reiterated the fact that that is what we need to do. We try to overcomplicate this business so many times and get really overwhelmed. And if I can say one thing, if you're sitting anywhere in this business and you're feeling really overwhelmed, just ask yourself, have I done my 3 vital behaviors today? And if you haven't, stop what you're doing and just focus on the 3 vitals. And if you do that, consider your day a success. And if you have extra time, then tackle the other stuff. But the 3 vitals are the foundation of your business. So don't get so busy doing all the other stuff you forget to keep building your foundation strong. They also talked about being real and being vulnerable. This is what Michael Neiman said was really important, and I really liked that. And they encouraged us to go back and look at the top 10 posts we had for the year on your timeline and know what your audience responds to, and see how, and usually they're posts where you're vulnerable, you're emotional, you're showing a fault and how you overcame it. It's not, your sweaty selfies, which are great, or anything like that. It's being real and telling your story. I love how Chelsea Pearson says, your Facebook page should kind of be like your diary. It shouldn't be like just the highlights. It should be your real inner self that you're sharing with the world. So those 2 things are what they recommended, and I loved those tips. Just super simple and things that any of us can do. So just remember that. Elizabeth Harkey talked about how to move your challengers to coaching. And I think this is a huge thing that our team needs to improve on as a team, because your challengers are your best coaches. So when you have challengers in your challenge groups and they are commenting and they're playing a great part and they're getting good transformations, are you giving them shout outs in your challenge group and saying, like an MVP of the week and recognizing them? And are you messaging them and telling them how much you appreciate them? And sorry, I was reading the comment. And are you messaging them and asking them, and just, you can use this phrase. It's a phrase I use all the time, and she actually uses it, she said as well. Have you ever considered? So you can say, hey, Emily, I love all the hard work you're doing in the challenge group, and I'm so excited about your transformation. You're motivating so many of these ladies. Have you ever considered being a coach and doing what I do? And you'll get all sorts of messages. But that one little phrase can really open the door for you in recruiting your coaches. So make sure you're giving them shout outs. That was one thing that I really liked, that idea, like having an MVP, or, you know, publicly recognize them in the challenge. And you can even reach out and ask them if they would be willing to host like a Friday flex day for you, and give them a little bit of ownership in your challenge group, so they kind of start coaching without even knowing they're coaching, so they're more comfortable doing it when you have the conversation.
Out of curiosity, who on here had their upline coach say that to them? Like, have you ever considered being a coach? Or maybe you came in as a discount coach and then you gradually became a coach for real? Like, any of you? Maybe? You should have a lot more me's. Just wondering.
Oh, I did. Emma did it to me.
It worked. You're doing great. Have you considered being a coach? She's awesome.
Okay. But just keeping in mind, like, don't let the challengers pass by, because if they don't sign up to coach, most of the time they don't stay with the challenges either, because coaching, the best part of coaching is the accountability. I signed up to coach for a discount and to hold myself accountable, and everything else is like huge icing on the cake. But don't like get so pigeonholed into, you have to start this business and you have to do this and that. Like, really listen to your challengers and see what they're needing, and you're going to be able to fit one of their needs in with coaching. Because if they want to be accountable for their nutrition, they're surrounded by a huge support group. If they want to make an income, obviously that one's obvious. If they want accountability with their workouts, they just want to be around positive people. They like traveling. I mean, there's so many different ways of going about introducing this. And I think that we just need to get more comfortable talking about that. So, and the way you get more comfortable is to have a lot of conversations over and over and over again until you're really good at it. And they say it's like something crazy, like 5,000 or 7,000 times until you're an expert. And I can pretty much guarantee none of us have had those conversations that many times. So we need to get to work. They talked about Cafe Latte, which I'm so excited about. January 11th, Cafe Latte is going to be released. One huge thing that I've gotten a lot of questions on is caffeine content. People could be asking me if they're adding caffeine to Cafe Latte because it's coffee. They are really big on saying they are not marketing this as a coffee drink. It is not a coffee drink. It has no more caffeine than regular Shakeology that comes in like chocolate Shakeology that's naturally occurring in chocolate. So it's not like you're going to get some boost of caffeine from Cafe Latte. So you can reassure people of that. Just because of the name doesn't mean it's anything different. Like, they're not going to get like an espresso shot or anything like that drinking it. There's going to be a barista pack of chocolate, vanilla, and Cafe Latte available. And then also the bulk bag, obviously. So, and then Darren O'Lean, if you're interested, is doing a special webcast next Wednesday on his Shakeology podcast. And it's going to be all about Cafe Latte, which I think would be great for everyone to kind of get educated on that. So that is next Wednesday. And then I love free stuff. So I was so excited when they announced Shakeology 365. So anyone who has gotten Shakeology consistently for 12 months delivered to them on auto ship, starting in February, is going to get an awesome shaker cup that says you're a 365er, plus a really cool gold scoop. And it's not really to scoop your Shakeology. It's more to like put on your shelf because it's cool. But like a Shakeology gold scoop, and it says you're a 365er. And so that is really cool. So any of us who have been on it for 12 months get that. And then if you haven't been a coach that long, as soon as you hit your 12-month mark, that will happen for you guys too. So that's another huge incentive to be able to do that because they're not for sale. You can't buy them. So that was a really fun announcement. On demand, they are going to do digital unlocks starting later in January. And so what that means is your customers will get to see a little button that says unlock on size T25 and Body Beast. And if they click unlock, they can actually purchase the whole entire program streamed, so they don't have to purchase the DVDs. They can get the whole entire program streamed digitally at 50% off. So they're trying it first with just size T25 and Body Beast. They're going to see how it goes. And then if it goes well, they're going to start doing that for a lot of the other programs too. And that will be done later in January. They didn't give a specific date on that. And then the question they said is if someone cancels their Beachbody On Demand, do they lose that? They have to have Beachbody On Demand to access it. So if they cancel it, they won't be able to access it. But then if they renew their membership with the same email that they already had, they'll automatically get it back. And then to end the surge, Melanie Metro talked, and I love this idea. She's really, really good at challenge groups. She talked about doing Monday weekly mindset videos for her challenge groups. And she's done a weekly video every Monday for her challenge groups. And so on week 1, she'll talk about maybe feeling sore and having muscle fatigue and how you get through it, because that's what happens week 1. On week 2, she'll talk about maybe not seeing the results you want on the scale, and thinking maybe it's just not going to work for you. Week 3, she talks about, nutrition and if you're getting sick of eating the same thing. And so she kind of just tries to really feel out her challengers on the different weeks they're in, and does a Monday mindset video for them, which I thought was a great idea if you guys aren't doing that already. And then just to end, and then I'll hand it off to Emma, our theme of the year is Stronger Every Day. And so you'll see that plastered all over in Nashville because they really talk about the theme a lot there. But I love that theme. I think it's really, really powerful, and just says, we just little bits every day make us better, and you don't have to do some huge change. It's just tweaking what you're doing and just doing a little teeny bit more, and you're just getting better and better and stronger every day, and you're going to get to the goals that you want for 2016. So that was Surge, and it was awesome. So if you guys didn't listen, it is recorded, and you can catch that recording because it was better than me, I'm sure. But Emma, I'm going to hand it over to you.
You did fabulous. I mean, it's really hard to compete with Carl Deichler, though. He's like a force of nature.
And Michael Neiman. I can't.
And Michael Neiman. He's hilarious. So, okay. So what I wanted to talk about is the leadership roadmap and the business activity tracker. And that seems super not fun compared to talking about the Punta Cana trip. But how are you going to get there? Because I think that this is one of those things that we all have goals or things that we write out, but figuring out how to get there is probably one of the most important things. The first year that I did my leadership roadmap, I did it every single month because my upline actually was the one that told me, you need to do this, and it's a good way to track, and let's talk about it every month. And then I would discuss it with her to see how far, how I needed to make adjustments, etc. It was so cool and so empowering to get to the end of the year and to see how far I'd come. And it was really neat that I had achieved one of my major financial goals on month 8 instead of month 12. And that was empowering for me when I was in kind of a funky spot. I remember I was struggling with, it was August, so I was struggling with Success Club or something. And then I did my leadership roadmap. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing okay. We're growing, And so it's very, very empowering to do this. And it's a simple way to help your team map out the year. And so one thing I wanted to portray to you is that this is your business. You're the CEO of your business. So your upline coach is not your teacher that's going to say your assignments due once a month on the 1st, do your leader roadmap. No. This is your business. You take ownership of it. You email it or Facebook send it to your upline coach and say, hey, I'd love to review the last month and go over my goals with you. And then you take the initiative to be the person that owns your business. Because when you are wanting them to hold you accountable, you're like an employee and they're managing you. When you take ownership of what you're doing and you initiate conversations with your upline, you ask for help and support, you request a one-on-one call, of course they're going to be available to you. Of course they're going to want to work with you. We want to work with the willing, right? And so when you do that, you show your upline, you show yourself, I'm the business owner, no one owns me. And that's the most important thing I can say about the business section, or the leadership roadmap and the business activity tracker. They go hand in hand. So I wanted to share my screen to show you where this is. Okay, hold on. I just had it pulled up. Why isn't that pulling up? Hold on. Oh, I think it's because I opened Safari in 2 different windows. Give me 2 seconds. I don't know how to do that. How do we link 2 Safari windows? Who knows? Where's my tech people? It's not me. Oh, got it. So smart. I am so smart. Today I uninstalled my own cookies. I was so proud of myself. If you're a Team Beachbody, you can't like log into it. It's because you have cookies, and it's super easy to do. So just Google it. All right. So I'm in my online office. I hope you guys can all see this. Yes. And I can't see you, so I don't even know. So you go to news and training. You click on training. When you click on training, this pops up. Voila. So under here, it's under the 2 to 4 star diamond, because this is a leadership thing to teach your team, but I would take initiative and do this at any level. So it's under the Learn How section. So this is what's cool about our training in the online office. It really baby steps, like here's what you should know first, here's what you should do, here's what you should print off, etc., etc. And we didn't have this, a year ago. So this is money the way they've done this. Okay, leader roadmap. It's right here. Or there's a little video to explain how to fill it out. But I'm just going to go through my way that I've done this, and you guys can do it your way. So at the top, you're going to put your name, so your upline knows who it is, and then the date that you fill it out. You're going to put your current rank and your monthly income. And then you're going to put the end of the year rank goal and the end of the year monthly income goal. And this is so critical to talk with your upline about it, because then they can tell you if you're really stretching or if you're not. If you're paid emerald right now and you're like, I want to be a diamond by the end of the year, I don't really know if you're stretching yourself far enough. Like you can hit way higher than that in 1 year. So your monthly income goal would go here and here. So current rank, current monthly income, and then how many personally sponsored diamonds are you going to develop through the year? So your current, these are people that are under you that you help to advance to diamond. And just know that your personal rank, like if you're a star diamond is your goal, you get a star for every diamond that you have under you, but you have to have 1 on each side to be a 2-star. So you could get 2 over here on this side and still be considered a 1-star diamond. So that's why that would vary. Your goal could be 2-star diamond, and maybe you're at 1 star, but you have 2 personally sponsored diamonds. Make sense? Great. And if they lose rank, then you drop rank 2. Okay, Premier and Elite, I'm not going to go into exactly what that is, but it's a point system that you earn basically for your team hitting Success Club, growing with personal volume and growing with team volume. So if you are actively hitting Success Club yourself, hosting amazing challenge groups where people feel connected, they love it, they're having great results, then they turn around and they become a coach and pay it forward and do the exact same thing, you will hit Elite, I promise you. It's your goal to be top 10. These are the top 10 people in the company. If it is, go for it. Who says you can't do it? So then we look at this. So if your goal, let's say your goal is to be 2-star by the end of the year, you're currently an emerald. If you have a goal like that and you really want to grow your income, then your Success Club points, minimum a month should be 10. And you could put 10 for you, 5 for your spouse, or however you want to do it. But your goal for your Success Club points will really be contingent on where you are and how far you need to go, because that each month it'll add up over time. Does that make sense to you guys? Perfect. And then how many challenge groups are you going to coach a month? I really recommend just doing one big group or maybe two. Otherwise, you're overwhelmed. So you can choose how many groups you're going to run a month. How many challenge packs are you committing to selling to those groups? So these would be Success Club points, so that would correlate with what's up here. And then how many challenge packs are you going to sell outside of the Beachbody Challenge? Every now and then I have somebody who buys a challenge pack and they're like, I don't want to join your group. That's okay. And then how many are you converting from your challenge to a coach? It should be 3 out of 5. You're doing a good job where, that's average. If it's 5 out of 5, money, you want that. But you're doing a good job as a coach and really connecting to their why and helping them to reach their goals when you have about that. There are people that they're just not going to do it because that's just what they do. You can't control people, but it's important to at least shoot to have fun, successful challenge groups. And we will do a call on that too, about how to run them. If you want to see the call that we did about 6 months ago, it's in our files. You can check that out. Okay, so as far as income goes, so you take where you are just for fun. Let's say that you're at 500, okay? And let's say your end goal is 3,000, okay? So to get from 500 to 3,000, what you would do is you're going to take the end number. I'm going to do it on my phone. And so 3,000 minus 500, and then you're going to divide it up by 10, and that's going to tell you how much. So it's 3,000 minus 500 is 2,500, right? Divided up by 10, that's about a $250 increase. And so what you'll do is just add it up each month. So you'll know, so 750 plus 250 is 1,000. And then you just keep going like this. Is that right? Somebody can correct me on the math. Anyway, and then you add that up. But that also tells you how many Success Club points you're going to need. So if you want to grow at least $250 with new customers every single month over last month, and also your team is growing as well, yes, you want to hit a minimum of Success Club 10, because that'll be about $250 in commission over last month. And that's saying that everyone's staying on Shakeology and the team's still performing the same way. So gives you a little idea. Okay, strong leg volume and weak leg volume. So your upline coach is feeding you volume. That's where you're going to see all that awesome volume come in. So you can track it every month and see what the growth is there. And then also your weak leg, because you want to, after you get to Diamond and 2-star and beyond, we start to want to get balanced volume. So that tells you your goals. You're trying to get your volume to grow at least minimum 10% every single month. And then your business center rank advancement. So you can have multiple business centers. When you hit the level of 2-star Diamond, you get to open another business. It's basically you're signing up yourself. So that when you do that, we'll talk about the second and third. But let's just focus on the first business center. So this shows you, okay, what are you right now and when are you going to move? So let's say you're an Emerald coach and you want to advance to Diamond. Well, when? And so let's say you'd say March. Okay, great. You're going to be a Diamond in March. And then you're going to work your spouse's business center and you're going to get them to Diamond by June. So that'll make you a 1-star. Perfect. And let's say that Susie Q on your team has really been working hard and you've linked arms with her and you guys are goal setting together and you're success partners, and she advances. So you can set this as your goal for 2-star. And then let's say that you're, at this point you can open up another business center and grow that to Diamond, or you can help other people on your team to have success, which is better. And your goal is 3-star by then. I don't know. So you can map it out and your upline can help you. And so according to those goals, that will determine what happens down here. And also your conversion. I actually like to look at the conversion goal as a recruiting goal, like not necessarily converting just from a challenge to a coach, but just recruiting in general. And so on average, if you want to have a team that's growing a Star Diamond business, the minimum coach recruitment that you should do a month is 4. You should shoot for more like 6 to 8. My goal for the month, for the year, is 8 a month. So just to give you kind of an estimate, and that I did not do that last year, and I could tell. But by having more coaches join your team, it creates excitement. They team up as success partners. They create like tribes, you know. It's like when you have a bunch of coaches come in the same month, it's like everybody come into high school their freshman year and they're all excited and they work together. So it helps them to succeed. But also things happen, like, you know, people get sick, people have family members die, they lose their husband's job, they get sent overseas. And so life happens and people fall off the team for whatever reason. That's off, you know, not a goal of any of ours, but it's just the truth. And about 1 in 10 coaches go to diamond. So if you have a goal from growing from emerald to 5-star, whatever it is, in 1 year, you know you need to recruit like 50 coaches. And that can happen if you break it down by month. Because 50 coaches is what? How many a month? Like on average 4. And that's what we just talked about. And those can come from your challengers, because you're going to have at least 5 new challengers a month, right? So you can totally do this. You can totally do it. I believe in you. Okay. So then you're going to put your leaders here and you're going to talk to them and say, okay, so what are your goals? Are your goals going to be success club, rank? What is it? And you can talk about these things with them. And then the people that are not only matching their goals with their actions and, you know, bringing people into the challenge, hitting success club, they're moving up in rank, then you can start setting goals with them. So you cannot move up to 1 star until these people, let's say Chelsea's here. Chelsea has a goal. She decides she's going to move to diamond here. And she's the first one that's going to move to diamond, right, on your team. That means you can't have a goal of 1 star till here, right? Because you can't move until she moves. So you have to base your goals according to the people on the team. And that's why it's so important to lead with a servant's heart and a leader's heart, like Deanna talked about. Love that, because it has to be based upon what they want, right? All right, and then you list your next top leaders and what their success club points are every month and how many people they're recruiting. I like to put how many they're recruiting up here a month, and then how their rank is going, so then they can see it too, right? So then they know they're not moving up in rank. Well, it's because you recruited 1 coach in the last 3 months. It's not going to happen. So, okay. And then you can do total coaches and all of these things down here. Any questions about that? So a big important thing that I forgot is here in the notes section, I challenge my coaches to write their why that makes them cry. It has to be based on the 3 F's: family, finances, or freedom. And it should be very personal to them. And they're not allowed to look at their last leader roadmap when they write this one, because I want it to be whatever they're feeling at the time, because things change over the months, right? Different situations happen. So you write your why that makes you cry right here. What are your goals? Why do you want $3,000 a month? Why do you need this star diamond? Why do you do this business? Like, why? What is it for you? It's not so you can get the rank. I can tell you that. So, okay, let me see. Are you still there? Anyone there? Any questions about that? Chat. I'll go to the chat real quick. Somebody's in there taking off clothes. What is this? Nobody's paying attention to me. It's all good. Okay, so coach, we're going to go through the business activity tracker really quick because we do this with new coach training. And so we all should know this. But by taking your leadership roadmap goals, now you can say, okay, I need to do this in 1 particular month. So then you divide it by 4, and that breaks down what you should do a week. Divide that by 7, and that tells you what to do every day. And so then recruiting 5 coaches a month doesn't become like such a big deal when you look, oh, I only need to talk to 3 people a day about it. Not a big deal. I can do that, right? But when you look at it as a big lump sum, it seems like this mountain that you'll never climb, but you just have to take 1 step at a time. Okay, learn how. Here's your bat. Oh, Chelsea, have we announced the bat for hats? Okay, where's my hat?
You can announce it. We haven't done it yet.
This is your official, unofficial announcement. Hang on to your hat. There's going to be a bat. Kidding. Okay. So your business activity tracker, it's your responsibility to send it over to your upline coach. And what we're doing is we're designing white ball caps for the team. You guys see me wear mine all the time. It's going to say Soar Nation right in the front, coach on the side. And if you send your business activity tracker to me for 8 weeks, or to Chelsea, either one of us, for 8 weeks, and you're using it, you get a free hat. We're going to have a bat for a hat club, because by doing this the first 2 months of the year, you will see massive momentum in your business. It's not for the hat. You're doing this because you really want to have a solid foundation for 2016. Amen? Amen. Okay, so get excited about the hat club. Everybody's wearing them. It's going to be cool. Okay, so just to go over this really quickly, fill out the top, right? It's super easy. And then you just go through each of these things every single day. And I put how many I did. Now it starts on Thursday because our pay week starts on Thursday. So that just makes sense for Beachbody. So then just go through and do each of these things. And then at the bottom here, you're going to write the names of the people that you are going to follow up with. Jen had the genius idea of printing 52 and putting them in a binder thingy. And so you can do it that way. If you're a computer person, save it in like a file on your computer, whatever works for you. I don't care. And to send your bat to me, you can just take a picture of it and send it to me in a Facebook message, or you can email me at getfitwithemma@hotmail. So it's totally up to you. But you should have a good understanding of this. If you don't, then watch the video in the Coach Online office. Sound good? Okay. Any questions? I would prefer you use the bat for this particular thing. And here's why. The bat is a system that you can pass to your downline. It's so easy for them to find. It's something that is in Beachbody lingo. Like if you have a different system that you want to duplicate later or do whatever, that's okay too. But this is a very thorough way to make sure we're getting all the things that we need to do as coaches. Yes, by Thursday, every single week. So if I don't have it by Thursday at 9 p.m. PST, you're out for the week and you're out of the contest. So set your timers. Okay, anything else? Any other questions? Raylene, you live across the sound in Silverdale. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, they wanted. Yes, you send them on Thursdays.
Okay.
Beachbody weeks go. That's when it ends. They end
So
on
when
Wednesdays.
it's payday, that's bat day. Okay. Thank you all for being on the call tonight. I am challenging you to step up as leaders and to rally your team together so that they feel connected to you. They feel like they belong here. Get them involved. Speak to their heart. Get to know their why. Like, why are they actually doing this? Get to know their family and their kids, and help them to achieve their goals this month with their fitness and also with their personal development. We have so many cool things going on. The momentum is crazy awesome right now. So I hope you guys can feel it too. So thank you.
Sorry, Sarah and I were having a conversation.
That's okay. I'm like,